Happy New Year, my friends. Today we're going to do some blues picking. So before you run away, let me reassure you that this is dead easy once you know the trick. This is what we're going to play. Alright, so easy blues picking. And it is easy when you know what the trick is. Now I use the word trick. I suppose the word technique would be more appropriate, but it doesn't make any difference. Method, technique, trick, whatever. This is what we're going to play. It's on one piece of paper. That's all we're going to do, one piece of paper. And there's only 3 little bits to it, okay? So download if you look at the link below, blue link, you'll see that. I've done this in Tab, by the way, Tablature. Because it's so easy, you're not going to have a problem with it, all right? The first thing we've got to do is just get the technique right, or the trick as I call it. Let's have a look at the chords that we're going to play to begin with. We're going to play E major, these two here. You should know what these are by now. We're going to play an A7th, like this, okay? And we're going to play a B7th, like this. And that's all we're going to do. And a few little embellishments to have everybody thinking, you're great, okay? Because without that, what's the point? So let's begin. The first thing we're going to do is recognize that we're only going to use one finger in this, one finger and the thumb. So that's, that should reassure anyone that's new to this channel that's worried about picking. All right, one finger and one thumb. Let's look at the first chord we're going to play. It's an E major. Okay, now I'm going to start with the finger. The thumb will just park here for now. All right, don't worry about him. Let's just think about what this one finger is going to do. Right, so here's our E major chord. All right, you should all know what E major is. All right, now I want you to bring off your first finger like this, okay? And you're going to say this, and I want you to say it with me. And 1. And on beat 1, you'll put that finger back on. Can you see this? I'm playing the 3rd string and 1. All right, now to this angle, because we're going to move down to the 2nd string now. You're going to play and 2. And on beat 2, you'll put your little finger on the 2nd string at the 2nd fret. So we've got this, and 1, and 2, okay? Bring this little finger off, and do this, and 3. And on beat 3, you'll add it to the 2nd string at the 3rd fret. And then we're going to go back to the 2nd fret, and 4, for that 4th beat. So we've got this, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, I'll do it again. This time I want you to concentrate on looking at this hand. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. All right, and again with this hand. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Now I'll tell you now, when you're playing this, some of you out there will, as you're fiddling around with this little finger, you'll take this one off. Please don't. It'll sound absolutely odd. If you do, keep it nailed in. Once it's on, leave it on. I'll do that a little bit faster now. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. What happens then? We do the same thing again. And 1, and 2, and 3. But on the and after the 3, we're going to hit a 1st string open. And we're going to bring our little finger off as we do that, because we don't want that to continue to ring. So let me play those 2 bars. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and what happens to the 4? You'll find out in a minute. All right, I'll do it again. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and now we'll have a quick look at our tab, and you'll see that's what we've got here. Okay, now I've not put all the fingers in position for the rest of the E. There's no point, it just clutters the whole thing up with nonsense. All right, we'll look at that. The most important bits are the second string and third string and the bass strings that we're playing. All right, it says at the top quite clearly what chord you should be playing. All right, so when you look at your tab and it just shows you the third or the second and this, there will be other notes being played as well. But let me tell you what I mean. When you play the 3, for example, I'm going to tell you in a minute to sort of scrape up from that 3, and when you play the 2, so you're catching some of the fingers that you've got on the shape. All right, but we don't want to confuse ourselves with that. That's just a little embellishment that I'll tell you about in more detail at the end. So we've got this, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and, so we're halfway there. What does the thumb do? Well, this is what the thumb's going to do now. Pay close attention to this. Your thumb is going to play on the main beats. What does that mean? It means 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, like this. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'll put my chord on. Okay, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, and can you see the way I'm sort of dragging my thumb down a little bit to catch some of the strings that are holding the chord down? Okay, so if we put the two bits together, now this is where it gets a little bit, this is where the trick is. The trick is being able to do both things together, all right? So we're going to do this. Don't forget your fingers playing and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and your thumb's just going to play on the 1, 2, 3, 4. So you get this, okay? And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We do it again. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So at the end of that second bar, the and is here, and the last beat is on the bass string on its own. Put the bits together with a bit of pace. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? Now, when you get really competent at this, instead of going and 1, you can go and use a hammer. Sounds more bluesy, but for now, we'll just play by the numbers. Now, can you see the way the thumb's dragging down? And your fingers are sort of dragging up a little bit. So, there we are. So that's how you play the first bit of E. Let's look at A, which is the next chord. So I'll play through to that point. And 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Do it all again. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. What happens then? We're going to move to an A7th, like this. Take fingers 1 and 2 and bring them down one string each, like that. Okay? Now this finger is going to sort of drop onto here. This finger we can leave on. Exactly the same technique, but your thumb now is going to play the 5th string. Okay, we'll look at the first finger first and then we'll worry about that in a sec. What do we do on the A? We're going to play one bar of A like this. And 1. Okay, so we've got a finger here for the and 1. Then we finish with that, leave these fingers in position, no need to move them, onto the first string now, the thin string down here, and 2, and 3, and 4, okay? Let's do it again, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Now for the second bar that we're going to play, we do this, we repeat the whole thing again with one slight modification at the end, and 1, and 2, and 3, and, all right, let's do that again, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and, with the bass note now, which is now the A string, and 1, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And that 4th beat, as with the E, is on the A string. Then we go back to an E, we play 2 bars of E again. Alright, so we've done 3/4 of the whole thing. The next shape, the final shape you're going to need to know is a B7th. So from the E to B7th, what's the best way of getting from E to B7th? We move this finger up and we move this one down, so 3/4 of it are now done. Then we add our little finger to the first string at the 2nd fret. Now what we're going to play here is 5 1 5, okay? 5 1 5 3, and then 5 and 2 together. 5 1 5 3, 5 and 2 together, and then to finish 1 5. I'm doing the B7th like this because there's no movement to be made with the chord, so it's easier just to concentrate on what both finger and thumb are doing here. 5 1 5 3, 5 and 2 1 5, and don't forget this is a shuffle. Ba 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 ba. What happens then? We drop back to the A chord, or the A7th. Okay, same thing as we did before to a point, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we only do the first half of the A there. All right, from the B7th again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. What happens then? Jump straight to an E and go and 1 and 1. That's all we're going to do. So from the B7th, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Then we're going to do a nice little riff. It's great this. How do we do it? I'll talk about the timing of it in a minute. 2nd finger and 3rd finger on strings 3 and 1 at the 4th fret. Thumb and 1st finger down here, okay? Playing the strings that our fingers are on. Done, move it 1 fret to the left. Done, move it 1 fret to the left. Done. E major, 4 and 1. Let's do that again. Bam, 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 bam. What happens after that? Take these fingers off, wave to your neighbour, and then play a B7th, 5 and 2. And then a little scrape up and down to finish. Let's do that again. Bam, 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 da-da. Now it's always important, and I talk about this all the time, phrasing. That last bit, let's get the phrasing right. Bam, 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 ba-dum, da-da. Dum, 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 da-dum, da-da. Oh, let's pin now the notes to that phrasing that we got in here. Da, 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 da. Bam, 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 bam. Now, once you've learned how to do that, you could use that to start the whole thing. Bam, 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 bam. To an A. Oops. B7th. A. Go round again. Back to E. B7th. Let's end it. Now you can end it with a nice E7th. And just keep going round until you get fed up. Alright. So that's an easy blues picking. Now the way to practice that pick, because the trick is your fingers doing twice as much as your thumb. All right, let's just recap quickly before I demonstrate the pick without the guitar. You know, again, concentrate on this hand, please. I'll just watch what's going on. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right. Now the layout for the whole piece that I've just played for you is on here. All right. E, E. Where is it? I can't see the damn thing. A. Here's our A. So the E, we'll repeat that twice. We'll do the A once. What have we got here? We got the E once again here, a couple of bars there. The B seventh, and this is the end bit. Bam, 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 ba-dum, da-da. And I've put the beats, the timings are on here, under here, if you're not sure where you should be. Okay, it's really straightforward. And that is the trick. Now, how can I practice? How can you practice the pick without getting on everybody's nerves? Okay, just get your arm like this. You know, people will think you're daft when you're doing it, and just do this, just with your thumb and your finger, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So you can do it when you're watching telly. Your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, your partner, will say, "What the hell are you doing?" Say, "I'm practicing," and you are. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. See, there's no excuse for not practicing. Da-dum, 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 because you've got to train those fingers. They've got to learn what to do, and then when you come back after doing that for a while, you're going to surprise yourself on how fluent, that's a good word, don't ask me how to spell it, how fluent your picking is. All right, so that's your blues picking in E, or the trick to blues picking in E. Now once you've learned how to do that, you can put other bits in it, you know, you can add a lot more stuff, and you can end it like, you know, you can get into more stuff. But for now, I just want to get you into the basic things, that if you're sitting in a room and you can't sing, or you don't want to sing, or you think you've got no voice, but you want to play for people, then you've got to have a couple of instrumentals that you can do. Nice, easy ones, things that I know and everyone out there knows are going to impress people straight away. All right, so we're going to spend a little bit more time doing that. Now I'm going to do one more picking one, I think, before I move on. Why? Because I demoed it the other day on something. It was Tangerine Puppet, an odd name for a great tune. It's a Donovan thing, but it really helps you get your picking going. It's one of the first things I learned to do when I was learning how to pick. It goes like this. It sounds hard, but it's not. Watch. It's, you know, that's how we're going to learn it. But I'm going to show you how to do that one again, mainly for people who don't want to sing, but they want to play and they want to perform and they want to do something that's going to impress their folks, their friends, their audience. All right, their audience. So let's have a little quick look. It's New Year. I've almost got 25,000 subscribers now, so thank you very much for that. I'm going to spend a bit more time with the channel this year. I've been running around all last year doing bloody tours and all that sort of stuff, theatre tours, so I'm not doing any this year. I'm going to concentrate on being with you and doing what I like best, which is playing the guitar and teaching the guitar. So we're going to do that. So I'm open to suggestions. Now, if you look back, for those people who are new to the channel or maybe watching this for the first time, there's 300 videos I've already posted. You know, a lot of electric guitar stuff as well. You know, Hendrix, Zeppelin, you name it. Some of the great tracks, I've done them. There's even some ukulele. There's a great version, and I'll say so myself because it is a great version. It's the best track you can ever play on a ukulele, best Beatles track you can ever play on a ukulele. Michelle. You listen to the thing I did of Michelle. I think I did a tutorial for it as well. And all the paperwork's there. So if you've got a ukulele, then go and have a look back at some of the ukulele songs that I've done, because they're great. And don't forget, that's how the Beatles started playing. That's how I started to play. You know, Jeff Lynne, everyone that's anyone, you know, always has a ukulele ligging around. Because I teach uke as well, of course, because it's a beautiful little instrument. So go and have a look back at that. I'm going to sort of work on these vids where I'll do a serious tutorial, and then maybe we'll do something a little bit lighter midweek. So I'm planning on doing a couple a week this year. What I'm going to talk about probably on Thursday is left-handed, right-handed. You know, left-handed guitars, right-handed guitars. You know, and does it matter? Now, I am a left-handed person. Everything I do is left-handed, except for writing, because my dad made me write with my right hand, so I didn't smudge it with my left. And I play guitar right-handed, as people would say right-handed. Why? Because my dad taught me to play, and he had a guitar which was considered to be right-handed. For me, however, I think the whole right-handed guitar, left-handed guitar is a complete and utter load of bollocks. All right, a complete load of nonsense. How many left-handed pianos do you see? Eh? You don't. It's just an excuse for people to charge you a load more money because you want to play what is a left-handed guitar. Now, I'm left-handed, right? And we'll talk about this in detail on Thursday. I'm left-handed, so I would, in my head, I need the strongest hand to hold the chords down. Indeed, you can buy these silly little things now to strengthen your fingers, which you see on the internet, which is a load. Don't ever buy them, by the way. You're more likely to damage your fingers. That's a load of shit. You need your fingers to be nimble and light, not like, you don't want them like, bricklayers' fingers and, all horrible, you'll just hurt yourself. But you do need an element of strength. So in my head, well, the left hand's better for holding the chord down. And the right hand, I strum with. Funnily enough, though, if I'm in a recording studio shaking a piece of percussion or tambourine, it'll be my left hand I use. Isn't that weird? I strum with my right hand and I shake tambourine with the left. We're going to talk all about the left-handed, right-handed thing on Thursday, so that should be fun. And I'll have a left-handed guitar with me and a right-handed, and you can hear how crap I am trying to play it the other way around. All right, well, that should be a fun one. So until then, enjoy the rest of your day, folks, if you're still off on holiday. And if you're not, don't be too pissed off because, it's holiday time soon, isn't it? So we've got a new year to look forward to. But spend some time with me. We'll have some fun. And please get your mates to subscribe if they haven't already done so. All right? So I shall look forward to seeing you on Thursday. Left-handed, right-handed. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? See you later.